Hi there, I'm Tommy Larkin. In this week's Tweak, we're looking at how a chair truly provides advanced structural benefits to longevity of our bodies. So pull up a chair, mon frère. Welcome back and thank you for joining me. Today we take a deeper look at Utkatasana, which most people call chair pose. Back in Tweak 31, we did a quick look at the pose to facilitate a deeper challenge to the single leg balance with extension that we were doing. In that work, we left the arms out to the side, but in full Utkatasana, the arms are extended overhead. Today, I want to discuss the two options in which our fitness industry approaches this posture. In the traditional trainer world, we use what we refer to as overhead squat for evaluating various positives and shortcomings in a student's body that they're carrying with them. Meaning, we look at the angles and various pitches the body makes, which help us see what we might need to focus on or take into consideration for correction. Ironically, I used to do this all the time in my yoga classes, even though I was never actually taught to do it. It just seemed like a natural thing to do. So let's compare the two primary versions a bit. In the fitness world, we teach the torso stays neutral, and ideally the shins, torso, and arms share a parallel angle, and the arms are ideally stretched upwards next to and in line with the ears. In addition, the head is in a neutral position to the arms and torso. Furthermore, the feet are hip distance apart and parallel to each other. Conversely, in the yoga position of Utkatasana, we're seeking to create an S shape around the vertical line starting from the ankles. The feet and knees stay together, and so the result is the shin angle is not determinate to the torso's angle. The torso is seeking to curve in a back bend, with the chest pointing upwards towards the ceiling, or at least making it in that direction. In addition, the arms stretch towards the ceiling with the palms together. The head tilts back to look at the hands. Now, you will find all sorts of variations between these two positions, and I would say that they are all Utkatasana or overhead squat. I've even taught all sorts of these variations in my classes, which are designed to support and inform the body of other postures and movement qualities we'll be performing in a given class's sequence. Now, if you're looking to achieve the deep benefits of the pose, then working to the position as its ideal form, meaning Utkatasana, will provide the best benefits, in my opinion. If you're using it to determine how tight your shoulders may be or to understand instability in the knees and legs, then the overhead squat version or some other variations can prove more beneficial. So let's break down Utkatasana. As you can guess, the pose looks like you're sitting in a chair, hence the name chair pose. However, the base of the pose name is Uttana, which means stretched out, and Katu, which means fierce. So the pose is actually fierce, or we could say intense or powerful stretched pose. So the name should be intense stretch or powerful pose. But I like to call it fierce pose, and I think you'll discover this as we do the pose. So as a highlight, you should find the dynamic push-pull from the hips, chest, and arms on the upper half of the body, and a push-bend in the legs and ankles. This push-pull in the upper half of the body creates a need for the external obliques, along with the transverse abdominis, to contract and facilitate the extension of the arms and opening of the chest. With that, the rhomboids contract the shoulder blades to open the front of the chest itself. A supplementary engagement of the pecs help facilitate and support the lengthening of the arms. As a result, the latissimus dorsi and the triceps are stretched. And in addition, the triceps are required to engage so the elbows do not bend. The head itself tilts back, which stretches the front of the throat and neck. Now, the push bend in the leg region is generated because the legs and knees are kept together. Thus, this eliminates adverse bowing or contraction of the knees away or towards each other, respectively. So the result is a neutral building of the leg strength overall. This means whether you supinate or pronate in the feet, which can create bowing or that knock knee issue, you will be forced to build the muscles which counterbalance these tendencies. In addition, we gain positive stretch and strengthening relationships in the entire leg and hip flexor regions due to the flexion of the ankles, knees, and hips. So let's do Utkatasana. Come to standing on your mat in Tadasana, mountain pose. Keeping the feet and knees together, inhale, bend your knees and stretch the arms for the sky, tilting the head back to look at the hands. Exhale, feel like you are sitting onto a chair seat. Now inhale, squeeze the upper arms together as you stretch the hands and hips away from each other, and exhale. Now inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together to open the chest more towards the hands. Exhale, push the shins forward. Now if you're a skier, it's like the sense of pushing the shins into the front of your boots. Inhale here. And as you exhale, see if you can bend the knees a little more as you lift the chest away from the hips. One last note as we pause to feel the depth of the pose. If you are having trouble keeping your elbows straight, interlace the fingers and point the index fingers towards the ceiling. Then see if you can let the head tilt back a little more and literally pull the hands and arms out of the chest and hips. Great. Now on the next inhale, straighten the legs and release the hands and arms back into Tadasana. Now I think you can see why fierce pose or intense pose or simply powerful pose is a much better description overall. What I love about this pose is the amount of total body work you get. When practiced from a yoga standpoint, you get the intense work in the back of the body created via the back bend and integration of a deeper tension from the support the lower body provides. This in turn makes the hips, legs, and feet stronger and greatly benefits our standing poses as well as positions where our legs are elevated. In addition, the extension of the arms provides a long stretch from the hips and helps build stronger upper sideways, shoulders, and arms. When practicing in the overhead squat version, we get more of the squat quality, which can potentially facilitate a little more flexibility in the hips due to the capacity to hinge in the hips more as compared to Utkatasana. In addition, because the arms are apart from each other, the shoulders can have the capability to gain more actual stretching since the arms are technically moving past the head. Now, neither option here is better than the other. In reality, you would be best served to integrate both versions into your practice in some form or fashion. So there you go. I hope you gained some great benefits from today's work. If you have any questions about this tweak or any previous one, let me know. Put your question in the comments of the specific tweak and I'll get back to you. Also, if you like today's tweak, I'd really appreciate you hitting that like button below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Plus, check out the website and follow us on social media for other inspiration and great ways to increase your optimal vitality. You'll find those links in the description below. As always, thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, have an amazing week and be excellent to each other.